Wow, that was intense. Good evening, watchers, and welcome to our FLAWED review tonight. And today I've just finished watching a film, and it's a short film, of course. And it's in my Blu-ray up there and my DVD up there, as you can see. Anyway, so I'm reviewing this now, and it's a film called 47 Meters Down. Oh wow, this film was intense. It's just bloody intense. It was intense. Honest to God, it's kind of crossed between The Abyss and Jaws. Abyss part where it's the underwater and stuff like that, and then Jaws because of the shark and stuff like that. And Jesus Christ, man, I was literally going, ow! You know when you watch a scary movie, you kind of go, I kind of do that. I was doing that with my parts of the film. It was scary as hell. Honestly, God, I literally, shark films do creep me out. I don't know why. It's like dark water, right? And it's just yeah, it's just intense. The film was intense. Honestly, and it's scary at the same time. The sharks were quite scary. It's about these two sisters, right? On holiday somewhere, and they meet these two guys, of course. They have some crazy idea about going cage diving. Of course, one of them's like, I'm not so sure about it. And the other one's like, oh, you can show off to your boyfriend. Of course, you know it's not going to turn out well when it's gone 47 meters down. And Jesus Christ, man, I was just like, whoa, crazy. And don't get me wrong, I love sharks, but this film actually makes sharks looks quite scary. I mean, I'm just like, Jesus Christ. It was directed by Joannes Roberts. But yeah, they did a fantastic job in this film. I thought it'd be like crappy looking, low budget shot, but it's not. Not really. I didn't think it would be low budget, but I was up with some other person's review and I didn't see that. But I was impressed with this. I wasn't like expecting much, but heck. Actually, no. I've wanted to watch this film for quite a while, so I was interested in watching because I thought this sounds like a really good shot film being stuck down to the bottom of the ocean somewhere with big freaking sharks. And these sharks weren't very nice in this, of course. Anyway, they got this down high, they meet these guys, and they want on about this crazy idea about cage diving. Of course, they do it. One of the girls is reluctant to do it, of course. And one of the sisters, that's the brunette, and the blonde one's kind of like, oh, you show off to your boyfriend. Of course, they're like, oh, okay, I agree. And then, of course, they go in the middle, somewhere in the ocean, right? Of course, well, actually, I can't remember what his name was, but I've seen him before somewhere. Of course, the cage is kind of like all rusty and stuff like that. And you think to yourself, that cage isn't even safe. It looks completely rusty and stuff like that. Of course, something goes wrong. You know something's going to go wrong with the cage, of course. So anyway, two of the guys go in the cage, of course. They like test the trick cage out. Of course, they go down, and it turns out alright. Of course, typical. So yeah. Of course, the two girls go, you know what, we're gonna go down there. Of course, they do go down, mate, and you see these freaking massive sharks. They don't like go all the way down. They go like a bit. They kind of like the boats kind of like there, and they kind of go that far down, not too far down. Of course, something starts to happen with the freaking leave. I don't know what you call it. The leave, the thing that's holding the cage. And then the guy's kind of like, he's talking to him on the finger because the guy got these radios that they can talk to. And the suits and stuff. And then she's like, bring us up, like. And I think, okay, we'll bring you up now. So you think, yeah, they're bringing them up. Like next minute, the cage just goes, kind of goes down. It kind of collapses. It kind of drops further down. Then it kind of stops for a bit. And next minute, it starts going down again. It's like, oh my god. And that's right. It goes further down, man. Then it kind of, I can't remember what it does now. It kind of like. So it snaps off on it and they drop all the way down to the bottom of the ocean, of course. And then you go, whoa! And the film does get really intense and scary because one of the girls kind of like, of course, at the bottom, right, of course, one of the girls, of course, they need communication with the people above them on the boat, right? So she thinks, you know what, I'm going to go up and try to communicate. I'm thinking to myself, oh no, you know when you kind of think, stupid idea, bad idea. So they go up. One of the girls goes up. I think that's the blonde one. I think it is. Trying to communicate. Of course, they're trying to communicate each time. She keeps going up and communicate with the guy. Of course, he keeps telling him that you shouldn't swim up because they'll get like bubbles in the brain and something to swim up and stuff like that. So yeah. So he just warned him about that. So she's kind of like, okay, go back to the cage. Of course. And later on in the film, you see like a freaking you see the shot trying to freaking. That's right. She goes up again. I can't remember the time she goes up before the shark kind of attacks her, but she. Next the shark's freaking like, I think it comes downwards and it kind of attacks her, so she has to go back to the cage. Of course, now they're like stuck at the bottom of the in a cage, right, trying to freaking find a way to get out. Of course, they run out of air, of course, which is never a good thing. So both of them are like run out of air. Of course, the film has a great twist like that, and I was just like, wow. I kind of saw it. No, I didn't really see it coming. I thought, Let's say this is not going to be a spoiler because I don't always do spoilers. I don't do two videos, non-spoilers, spoilers. So yeah, I don't have time to do that, of course. But yeah, really good film. I freaking loved it. Film was intense because when you're underwater, white. It's not freaking all white. The part where she's like goes up right, and then she's like. That scene was kind of uncomfortable because it's all like dark and you always see. I don't know what you call that little bits, you know, the white stuff like when you're in the ocean and stuff. You can always see them moving around and you think, it's scary because when you see there's one character. What happens in it? One of the characters, no, they're in the cage, right? Of course, one of the guys from on this boat is like, I think it says that they're going to hook something up to the cage, right? Of course, they see like a flashlight at the bottom there, and then one of them's like. Both like, oh, I'm going to go off and freaking, you know, and of course one of them thinks, you know what, this is a good idea, I'm going to go down that way, and yeah, see if he's okay. Of course, that was a stupid idea, because when she does get there, she's like, when she goes that way to where the flashlight is, it's like a light, so it's like a freaking, like, a cliff. I don't mean a cliff is like all the way down, it's all dark at the bottom, like the abyss, scarier. I don't know, that scares me. It's so freaking dark that no. I tell you, you wouldn't even catch me doing that. Anything that dark at the bottom, no. I don't know, I've got a thing about dark water, it creeps me up. It's something scary about it, interesting, exciting, and it terrifies the crap out of me at the same time. You couldn't pay the money, you couldn't even pay all the tea in China to freaking ask me to go in the ocean, like, dark part of the water, you know, but it's all dark and creepy and stuff. Creepy house, yes. Not ocean now. Anyway, so she kind of goes down that way, right? Of course, there's like a flashlight on the. It's like I don't know what it is. She kind of like goes across, swims across. Of course, the only problem is though, right? Everything looks the same. So when she goes down and gets the flashlight, picks it up, she's like looking around, spinning around like, and then she loses her coordination, and I'm just like, shit, you know. Of course, one of the guys pops up, and next minute he gets. Something happens to him, like the guy there, and I'm thinking, oh god. Next minute, the shot's lost her again. So anyway, so yeah, like I said, they like running out of freaking air and stuff like that. So they've got to. So you think yourself, how the hell are they going to get out of this? Because they've run out of air, right? They've got nothing to, you know, they've got the line's broken. Of course, then something happens again when the line breaks again. So it's like, it's a bit of a spoiler there, of course. Because when they have the line theme, I'm thinking, oh great. It's thin. It's like the line's quite thin. You think, how's that going to carry them out? It's going to snap, that is, and it does. It snaps, and they drop down again, of course. So yeah, it's crazy. It's like it's kind of like that. It's really thin. I was like, gee, how's that going to hold a freaking cage? Jesus Christ. That'd be like, you know, it's like you might as well just have some freaking cotton to freaking hold them up with. So yeah, so the film is a very intense film. I was just like, Jesus, because when she's like, when she's going forward, right, all she sees is, you know, like when they're underwater, there's bits like going that you can actually see them going on. It's like you think something's gonna freaking jump out there and shot, you know, and get them. It's like something sad happens in the film, and I think, oh shit, and then something else happens, I think, oh crap. Twist at the end was pretty good. I won't say too much. I was saying, because there's a bit of a clue, because it says, there's one part where he says you'll start hallucinations. When you start hallucinating, you know, it's like, because you'll start hallucinating after a while, of course. They do at the end of the film. That's all I'm going to say. They hallucinate right at the end of the film, of course. Really well acted. I won't say too much because spoilers. You see, I don't like to spoil too many movies. Not always. So anyway, the shot. Actually, I can't remember the sharks in this film. I think there's about two. I think you see two in the two sharks in the film, and then you see just one attacking them. Right. But really good fun. I was like, it's I think shark films are really interesting. I mean, I'm looking forward to a film called Meg, of course. So yeah, I'm not going to talk too much long for this review, but I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 1 out of between 1 and 10 in a bit. And yeah, like I said, the guy brothers communicating. Of course, they've got to attach the rope to the freaking. Of course, it snaps again. Of course. And then they're going to start all over again. So of course, he sends to freaking to he sends some extra air down, you know, in these containers and stuff like. And of course, one of the girls goes up to the thing, and of course she's struggling, you know. And she puts the air thing, and of course something happens to her. And I won't say too much what happens. So all I say is, ha. And the last part was pretty intense. I was like, Jesus Christ, with the escaping and stuff like. And of course, there's a bit of a twist what happens in that part, because I thought, oh dear, oh boy. So yeah. Really good fun though. The actress is pretty good on it. So yeah, there you are there. Nice looking too. So the way I love the shot. The effects are fantastic in this film. Honest to God, the effects are really good in the film. I was like, wow, really good film. Good effects too. Like I said, good effects. I'm not sure what I was expecting from this film. I thought it would just be a short film and that's it. But the film does get intense in the movie. Even the middle part of the film's intense. The last part of the film's intense, and the part where they actually go down into the, you know, is intense, because then you think, oh, this is what we're gonna experience in this film. It's intenseness all through, right? Last underwater, it's scary. It is, because you got two girls in a cage, alone at the bottom with a big jet of sharks. I mean, it's pretty intense and scary. Of course, there's a sad part at the end, of course. I won't say too much, but that actually might be giving the game away a bit. But anyway, so the rate I'm going to give this film is an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Really good short film. Just the right time too. It's not like, it's like 1 hour 37 minutes. It's not a long film, so yeah. I wouldn't have minded if it was a 2 hour film, because it would have been, you know, it would have been pretty awesome. But and the things I liked about it. Great special effects, really good, cool shark effects. Decent performance from the actresses and the actors. Very intense film, very intense. I was just like, oh shit, you know, like, you know, underwater, and it's when she's going forward, and you think something's gonna pop out and thinking they try to attack, and you do see those kind of moments in the film. Like I said, good effects, good atmosphere, like underwater, creepy. It's just creepy, honest to God. I was just like, Jesus Christ, the film's intense, and I'm not joking. I'm just like, oh man. I'm sure there's more, and I'm sure there's more intense films out there, but this one was pretty good, I'd say. So yeah, so like I said, 8 out of 10 for the 47 meters down, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah. So anyway, people, there's my review of that film, and I enjoyed it. Like I said, if you've never seen it, check it out. I mean, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I think that's probably up the top 10 films I've seen. Short films, top 10. No, that's it. Straight, that's in my top 10 short films. Get out there, Jaws 3. I think I'll put that in between Jaws 3 and I'll say, get out. Right, my next review. Of course, I reviewed the first one 3 years ago, about 3 years ago now. 2018. I was just looking at my screen. It's 2018. So I thought to myself, I'll review. I've been watching this tonight. I saw the first one last night. I've seen the first one before, but I thought what I'm going to do is put both reviews together. So I don't review the first one again, because I don't really. It's a good film. I love the first one. I really do. But I've been watching the UNCAGE tonight. It's called 47 Meters Down UNCAGE. It's the sequel to that film, but it's got different characters in it. And I admit it was quite intense. It's a lot better than I expected, because I thought it'd be low budget or be dodgy effects, but the film had some really genuinely good creepy ass jump moments. I was just, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that, oh man, sit there going, Jesus Christ, film making me jump. So it's directed by Johannes Roberts. Roberts, written by Roberts. It stars Sophie Nalisa. It stars Sylvester Stallone, Sistine Stallone, and all that. Rex Bassinger, Nag Long, Brian Tiju. So anyway, I'm trying to figure out how much it. Okay, so okay, it didn't do. It was a budget of 12 million and it made 46.7 million. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's pretty good. 90 minutes to film, so it's an hour and a half. It's slightly bit short than the first one. The first one was absolutely. I really do genuinely like the first one. So this is like 3 years later. Because the first one I saw like years ago, you know. Well, we'll say a long time ago. The galaxy far away, but okay, right. We've got teenager Mia and stepsister Sasha have just moved to a new school. Another student, Catherine, pushes Mia into the campus port with Sasha as bystander. Mia's father, Grant, learns about the incident and plans a boat ride for the sister to see the great white sharks. Hoping the two will bond, Grant gives Mia a tooth of a great white shark he found and recounts when Mia used to scuba dive with him. On the day of the boat ride, Mia is shocked to see that Catherine and her friends are also there for the tour. Sasha's friend Alexa and Nicole arrive and attempt them both to go on a secret place with them. The girls get into Alexa's car and arrive at A's car and have a good time together at the secret lagoon. Alexa reveals that the lagoon has an entrance to a submerged Mayan City where Grant and his two assistants, Carl and A's boyfriend, Ben, are working to prepare for a visit from a group of archaeologists from the following week. After finding scuba gear, Nicole pursues the girls to dive through the city, reaching an ancient sacrificial chamber. They encounter a cavefish, and Nicole accidentally knocks over a stone column, causing a chain reaction of her collapses. That scene was the only problem that kind of like, you know, the screaming fish part was a bit daft, but apart from that, the film itself was enjoyable. The girls become separated by the silt until Maya and Alex A find Ben, who is suddenly devoured by a great white shark and drops the guy line. The girls find each other and are chased by a shark into a tunnel, causing the cave into the lagoon entrance. The girls decide to go back to the guy line, but encounter a shark, forcing girls to swim deeper in the sea until they reach an air pocket. Maya hears music in the water and leaves the girls behind in an attempt to help. Elsewhere, Carl, who is listening to the music, is later attacked by killed by a shark. Mia eventually finds his body and Grant saves her. The two reunite with the other girls who come looking for her. They realize the shark is blind, having evolved into the caves, and they are able to distract the shark with sounds and make their escape. The group surfaces at a clearing with a pulley system ascender is set in place. However, the two sharks come to the surface. Of course, now that you find that there's more sharks, there's not one, there's like two. It's like two or three. I thought it's two sharks. I don't know. However, the two sharks come to the surface and Nicole panics. She attempts to climb the rope as Alexa is going up. Inadvertently, causing the rope and both them to fall into the water. Nicole is ripped apart and devoured by freedom frenzied by the two sharks. Grant explains that the only way out is to swim back down even deeper in order to find another exit, and which will let them come out of the ocean, but is killed by a shark moments later. Mia, Sasha and Alexa swim into the caves alone, eventually coming up upon a strong current that catches Sasha and separates her from the others. Alexa makes it to the other entrance, but is attacked by one of the sharks, and Maya is dragged into the current. Alexa escapes the other sharks by taking off air time, but eventually drowns. Mia reunites with Sasha at the lower current, and they swim into a newly discovered cave. At the end of the cave, they find a crevice that leads them to the surface, but a shark appears and attacks them. Climbing up the narrow crevice, both girls alternately get caught in this tight space and must abandon their now empty tanks to escape. At the surface, see a towboat and start swimming towards it until they realise it is churning with the water to attract sharks. Mia and Sasha get the tourists' attention as they are attacked by the sharks. While Mia makes it onto the boat, Sasha is grabbed by the shark. Mia jumps into the water and shoots the shark with a flare gun. Fleeing Sasha reaches the boat, but Mia is dragged into the water by another shark. She escaped by stabbing the shark's eye with the both tooth given her by Grant. Mia swims to the boat and reunites with Sasha as a shocked Catherine watches the boat's staff tend to their wounds. So anyway, this film I really did enjoy. It was a lot better than expected. I thought it would be low budget and terrible performances, but you know what, the film really does get better. I'll get to the story and what I've liked about or disliked about it. So anyway, it's just like a typical movie about people who want to explore an unknown place, and of course, then so it happens, all hell breaks loose in this movie. And I really enjoyed it. Pretty good movie. I was sitting there going, damn, this making. I think the scene where they find this rope that comes down and the girls trying to climb up. They're in this it's like they can't. There's no way up apart from this rope. Of course, one of the girls. This scene was quite, I was sitting there going, you walla. They're trying to climb up, then next to the sharks are at the bottom. You can see the sharks, and the sharks look like freaking zombies. They're blind, but they look quite scary looking because they're not I suppose, sharks that are attacking movies are scary looking, but these sharks are they're like white, they're because they're like ghost sharks, I suppose. These sharks are just want to kill, and the effects are good. The shark effects are really good because they look like sharks. Like the first film they did, I watched that a lot, and it's a good film. The scenes that really do scare me in this film is the fact that when they're going forward, the camera's going forward. So you're looking through the camera's eyes, and you're going forward, and then you can't see what's in front of you, and then someone shoots out. They do a really good job with this film. Like the first one where the girl's going forward, and all I see is things you can tell she's going forward when you can't see what's in front. Those scenes make me a little bit uncomfortable because you don't know what's in front of you and you can't see nothing. It's scary. It's just dark around them. I think that's the most scariest part of the whole film. Is that it's just dark around them. You can't see what's around you, and there's no wall. And the scene that really was good, that really would make me go is when they're going down, back into the water, downwards to find a way out, and they got this alarm thing. I don't know what. It's just an alarm thing. It scares off the shark, and I think it's going red, and the camera, they think it's going off and on, and then and then the shark just right in front of him, opened its mouth, and I admit this film made me really uncomfortable in certain parts, and it's a lot better than I expected. I thought, oh wow, it's gonna be kind of more low budget than the first one, but you know what? For the budget it used, it wasn't $100 million budget, but it looked pretty good, so I'd say. The film's looked pretty good. So the film is really intense. I enjoyed it. It's definitely up with the first one. Is it as good as the first one? I don't know. I'll say the first one's slightly better, but this one's still pretty good. Still pretty good, so yeah. And like I said, I reviewed the first one 3 years ago, and I thought to myself, well, I'm going to put this review with that review. Yeah, I might as well just do that. Sometimes I just cheat a little bit, so I'll do the review again and again. So yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. The screaming fish scene was a bit silly. That's the only scene that was a bit daft. But the film gets better when you actually see the shark. You think, oh my god. When you first see the shark, you always see this shadow, this white big thing behind this girl. And then the first character to get is the guy in it. He just gets slaughtered, and that's when you first see the when you see the shark attack. It's got the underwater scenes are really well done, aren't they? Really well done. It's dark and it's creeper. And to be honest, I find these films more scary than. I know sharks aren't really like in real life. You know, they want to kill you and attack you. They're not. You know, they're not like that. I've seen videos of like people swimming with sharks and not at peace with people. You know, they don't want to attack people because I know that. Well, great white sharks are amazing. But these sharks in these movies aren't very. But they look great though. I mean, I like the effects are really good. When you watch it, you think, oh, those sharks look quite realistic. So yeah, it's really well done. The film is. It's really well done. I genuinely just, enjoyed this movie. It definitely made me go, oh my god, they're underwater. I just hate it when they go like all dark. It's just dark around in darkness and they don't know which way they're going. Because I was watching the first one last night, and there's a part that really made me uncomfortable where it's this like torch and she had to go forward. And she's going forward, man, there's nothing around, it's just dark and it's scary because it's like vulnerability, it's like you can't see what's around it, so if anything attacks you're screwed. Put me in a haunted house over dark water. It's just scary, dark water, you can't see what's below you, above you, beside you. Oh man, it's uncomfortable to watch. It really is. You can put me in a haunted house, I'll be uncomfortable in a haunted house, but on the dark ocean, forget it, no way. I'd rather be in a creepy house with zombies and stuff and ghosts and stuff like that. So yeah, so it's scary. It is pretty scary though. It's a pretty intense movie, and the last part, the finale is pretty good. This girl kind of showed a bit of bravery in the film. So the rating I'm going to give this film is 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 because I really enjoyed it. I can't remember what viewer gave the first one, but I must have given a decent rating to it. So yeah, 4 out of 5 for 47 meters down, Uncaged. Really definitely worth watching. One like a good shark film. That these sharks look like zombies and like white eyes and yeah, they're quite big too. So yeah. I suppose you can't get out of a freaking goldfish. You're attacked by a goldfish. No, well, that'd be quite funny actually. Big giant goldfish. So yeah. So I give it a 4 out of 5 for that because it's just a fun, short film. So yeah. Anyway, people, there's my review of that film. 4 out of 5. So yeah. Anyway, people, if you like short films, what's your favourite short film? And that's top 10. That's top 10. That is. I'm looking forward to watching The Meg and Deep Blue Sea too, so yeah. I have no budget, it still looks insane, so anyway people, have a nice evening, and remember to subscribe to my channel, and may the shark be with you, and this is a very jawsome freaking review, so have a nice evening, take care, and if you ever go into a cage, make sure it's not rusty or it's dodgy and stuff like you've got a dodgy, a dodgy thing about it, so it breaks and it cracks to the bottom and you get tapped by a shark, so actually sharks aren't that bad actually, so they're not rare. I mean, I've seen this blonde girl actually swimming sharks. Really attractive girl, but she's swimming this great white shark, and she's still alive by the way. So yeah, great whites are awesome. So yeah. Anyway, people, have a nice evening, take care, and like I said, it's awesome. So see ya.